This is Zach with Achilles Financial, and we are back with a stock and review. This is Walmart. Super familiar with them. They have been killing it over the past month and a half, largely in part due to the fact that they are capable of capitalizing on being one of the key supply chain groups, one of the key grocers during the coronavirus pandemic. They saw a huge surge in their pickup routines from the groceries, from online delivery, from orders online. Lot of growth here, and I think that this is something that's going to continue into earnings season, and we should see some of that reflected there. You do have to remember, though, that when Walmart is reporting earnings, that the key thing to look for is what is the forecast for the remainder of the quarter, the remainder of the year. So when we're looking at Walmart, the largest part of the first half of the year is what's going to be reported, and there's not going to be a lot of excitement surrounding that portion right here. So you're looking at the January results, again starting around 118, and we're not that far off from where they started just at the beginning of this calendar year. However, you saw that they did have a spike up to 132. I think there's still potential to reach that based off the earnings report. So I really like the options play going into earnings. Again, when we scroll down, you can see I actually hadn't seen that they have a very nice buy rating from a lot of the analysts, at least on Robinhood. One of the things that I really like is look at the expectation. So they're already priced pretty high. I don't know how close we're going to be in terms of what we're expecting over here, if we're going to stay in the same vein, the same expectation, or continue to be a little bit higher. The reason that I highlight that is because depending on what analysts set their expectations for is going to be key on whether or not Walmart's going to beat it or not. One of the things that we're looking at here, the big sell-off came was with the announcement of the China trade deal potentially not going to make it. And there was suspect there, but it doesn't look like that's going to be a problem at this point in time. However, there is going to be a conversation next week where they're having that discussion. So the two things that we need to watch going into next week is what makes sense for them to get back up to a profitability level, to a high-end powerhouse that they have the capabilities of being. So when I'm looking at the Walmart options, again, they aren't announcing earnings yet. However, I don't know if I would go as short as May 22nd. I really like the June options, and they are expensive. However, I think that $130 is not too far out of the realm of possibilities. So that is the call option that I'm going to be looking at. Again, it's after the market close on Friday, so I want to be looking at this on Monday. We'll see if anything changes over the weekend. However, the more and more likely that this is, the better that this deal is going to be. So I think there's a high range of possibility that you could see a 100% return on this play right here, depending on what happens over the earnings call. So the good news is we still have a few weeks to get to that point in time. I do think that we're going to continue to see some growth from the overall market, and Walmart just being a part of that is going to rise a little bit with it. I don't anticipate that we're going to see this rapid up and down where you're growing 10% and dropping 10% from a key staple like Walmart, just because it is something that I just don't expect from them unless we have some more China news that is not friendly to our trade relations. So that's what we're going to be looking for. Again, if you look at the 3-month play, we are still staying around some of the highs that we saw in the past. You saw that we looked at the 125 there, looked at the 125 here, broke through it, so we don't really have that resistance barrier right now. So we will need to get back to that point. So again, we're trading at 123. I'm going to be looking at 130 calls for the June time period. I think that we could even look at some of those a little bit sooner. I mean, even when we look at it here, you can see that as soon as right after earnings, they are a little bit cheaper. However, they're not by much for getting an extra month out of it. So I don't think it's crazy to make. Again, that may seem like a long shot, but I'm pretty bullish on Walmart at this point in time. And let me know if you are as well in the comments below. And as always, if you found this content helpful, let me know by leaving a like and subscribe. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.